Good morning, guys. Dave Santarelli from Santarelli Trading Exchange. Just getting started here. Market's having a little bit of a pop from the morning lows here. Just waiting, holding back here. We have L Brands up 24% today. Microsoft trades up about 3%. Uber trades up 7% today, 5% overall. Still waiting for Amazon to make a move here. We have the February 21st, 1970-1980 vertical bull call spread going into earnings. We still have the Boeing 300 strike put that's down about 9% today. Love that trade going into their earnings. And then we have Disney, the 150 call. They're down 21% right now. I'm just waiting on some news here, some market moving news. As you guys can see here, since 9:30, we're pretty much trading within the NTZ. Let's take a look at the Diamond ETF and the Qs. As you guys can see right here, just trading between the SMAs right now. Not doing too much, so just giving the market a little bit of time here this morning. That's why we waited off going live a little bit here. Uber's still continuing to climb. Microsoft's climbing a bit here. So as you can see, here's the Diamond ETF, guys, just above the 20 right now. I want to see a break above 290.32 on the Diamond ETF, and then we could possibly fill in this gap from overnight here. So not too much news going on. Jojo, good morning. Chandu any thoughts on NEO? Let's take a look at NEO. Tom, good morning. Sounds better. Yeah, I took some medication and I had a coffee this morning, so thank you. Definitely feel energized and ready to go. Let's take a look at the Qs here. Anything you guys want to go over, just comment on the live chat here and we could go over it. Qs are having a nice little pop here. Let's see if we could break above that 50 SMA and continue to run there. Our Uber trade is still doing well. Uber was upgraded last week to $40 a share, so let's take a look at Uber here. I'm looking today for a day trade. Today's Thursday. We could do something like an overnight trade going into tomorrow's expiration, but that's going to be a little bit riskier of a trade to take on, so I'd rather find a nice swing trade for us that goes into February monthly expo, or we could find a good day trade that we could take advantage of at a quick move here. So if you guys are watching below here on this live news feed, if you see anything coming up while I'm talking, let me know. Say, hey Dave, check out Nike, for example. Call sweeps are coming in for the 110 strike for the February 21st expo, like you see right here. And then we could just bring it up on the chart and possibly make a day trade. Look at this, it's just starting to break above the 1020. We're just getting that 1020 cross. We already have the MACD confirmation cross from about 9:48 this morning. And now if we change this to a daily chart, you can see we're coming back down to that 10 SMA and then we're starting to bounce. Just like here when you saw that we were in consolidation and then we had that candle below that 10, we came down to that 20, and then the next candle we bounced off of that and entered back into breakout momentum. And then here you saw we had the first candle below the previous candle's body, so that's telling us we're going to retrace back down to those SMAs here. So Nike, we're looking for it to continue down, back down to the 10, 20 before that next run. And I want to show you guys quick Qualcomm, because we're in a Qualcomm trade. We have the 95 strike call for the February 21st expo going into earnings. So let's take a look at Qualcomm here. As you can see, what's happened before, it came down. Look at this whole run here going back from October and November of 2019. You can see we had the breakout momentum phase and cycle, and then we retraced back down to that 10 or the 20 SMA. In this instance, 10 SMA was acting as support. So when we pulled back down to support and then broke out, numbers are coming out in 1 minute, 10 a.m. So just watch closely what the Diamond and the Qs do. Going back to this, it's been the 10-day SMA has been acting as support. So right now, as you can see, Qualcomm, take a look at the daily chart, guys. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Again, the previous run, we had a nice breakout after that 50, breakout, and then we retraced back down to that 10. Breakout, now we retraced down to that 10 and popping off of it. So Qualcomm still looks good. Next green candle, I'll be adding to that position. Take a look at the Diamond ETF here. Let's take a look at today 1 minute. And as you can see, we're getting a nice pop on the Diamond ETF here as well. We're trading above the 1020, but we're still trading between the 20 and the 50 SMA. So that's still considered the NTZ no trade zone. Market's getting a nice pop here, guys. Our L brand trade, Victoria's Secret trade is up $300 today. We're in the green. We're up 24% on that. Microsoft trades up 4% right now for the day. Uber trades up 6% for the day. And Groupon's up nicely for the day as well, about 7%. Groupon's back in the green. I have about $6,000 tied up in Groupon right now, so I'm probably going to end up taking some profits on Groupon, and then we'll take a look for another trade, maybe going into the 2022 Expo. So, guys, if you want anything, just let me know on the YouTube chat here or in the Facebook group. Not the Facebook group, the website.
Leading index 111.2. EU consumer confidence minus 8.1 versus the forecast of minus 7.8.
Let's take a look at Groupon here. Nice pop from this morning, guys, and that's exactly what you got to wait for. Efron, good morning, buddy. Let's see. Danny Johnson says, Dave, thoughts on MMM 3M into earnings. Also, MMM has the N95 respirators should the coronavirus break out. Danny, that's really good analysis there. Let's take a look at M's 3M. Let me take a look at the earnings calendar here for 3M. I'm going to bring that up on the screen for you guys to see. And we'll take a look here. So let's see 3M. First off, their earnings are January 28th. So just next week here. And now let's take a look at the analyst opinion. Matthew Jones asks, are we still in J&J or Snap? We took profits on J&J a couple of days ago, and then it had that pop. We sold a little bit early on J&J, but then they had the earnings. They pulled back. So we locked in the profits on J&J. Snap, I sold early. Umar's still in Snap, I think. That's having a nice breakout. Look at that, up 1.1%. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Snapchat looks like it wants to continue, especially, guys, we have the election coming up. You know, they're going to be targeting social media, so there's going to be billions of dollars coming into this market flowing into social media. So we have to take advantage of these social media companies now while they're breaking out, and this is the easiest way for us to make some money going into the general election in November. We could get something like the December 2020 Expo, and we could run into the end of the year and do something really easy, a lower risk trade into Snapchat or into Facebook, Twitter, anything like that. Even Google with the YouTube. And Google's had a nice run here over the past several days. So 3M, if we take a look here. So 3M price target is 172, about 3.87% upside from where we're at. High 195, low 155. They're expecting it pretty flat. They're giving it a buy rating most recently on the 23rd, which is today. So they got upgraded a few times today. 190 to 195 target. So let's take a look at 3M.
Shares are going, moving
And that's
313.84 BA.
For me, 3M, it's in BDM. I think it might retrace down to 175 before climbing. It's below the 1020, so I'm not going to enter into that yet. But what you can do, let's see who asked about that. Danny Johnson. Let me teach you something here that you can do to show you when a good entry is. So we're looking at the daily chart in back of us. Let's put in 3M. We're going to set up an alert for it. So we want an alert. Let's cancel this for a second. And let's see. We want an alert when we get above, let's say, 178.25. So let's set the alert for 178.25. MMM 178.25. So price greater than 178.25, and then delete the less than. Get rid of that. And then here, possible entry for 3M. And then it's automatically going to tell us when that reaches above 178.25, we'll get a pop-up. So, Danny, that's something I suggest you do. Right now, I'm not too enthusiastic about jumping into a 3M call going going into earnings. If we do move above 178, good possible swing trade up to 182. So can take a look at that. Efron, definitely not forgetting about you, buddy. Let's see. Marco asks about Intel, INTC. This one's having a nice breakout, guys. $63 a share. I think this is one that we could get into for the long term going into the June or July Expo here. So let's take a look at the earnings calendar for Intel. Intel earnings today after the bell, I guess. Let's see here. So they're coming out with earnings at 4:04 p.m. today. This is something I think we'll do a trade on, guys. Let's take a look at the implied move for Intel. And let's make a trade right now live. We're getting a nice pop in the market today, guys. Trades are in the green today. Alrighty, let's take a look at Intel, INTC. So they're expecting about a 5.05% implied move this week and a 6.76% implied move. So if we do that 0.0676, multiply that by the current stock price is 63.09, and we're getting a move up or down about $4.26. So now we can take a look at the option chain here. And we can see the Intel. Let's do the February 21st 63 strike. That's going for about $2. So if they're expecting a move up or down about 4.26%, let's see if we do something with this week's Expo instead here. How much cheaper that's going to be. So the 63 strike's only going for about $1.57. February 21st, $2. That's not bad. That's not a bad move at all. I think that's a really nice trade to get into. Let's take a look at Intel for optimal entry. Let's look at the today 1 minute now. So what I want to do, if I'm going to enter into this trade, guys, if I'm going to enter into the 63 strike call, you have this ready already. So 10 contracts type call, February 21st, 2020 Expo, the 63 strike, and we're going to put it in for limit order. It's got a bid of 2.06 and an ask of 2.10. It's starting to climb now, so we could put a price in for about 208. 10 contracts for 2.08. That's going to be about a $2,000 trade if you're getting 10 contracts. I like how she's consolidating right here at the 50 SMA. All we're looking for now for an entry is that break above the 1020 SMA on a minute chart, and we'll enter into this trade. So you have this trade ready to go now. Now what do? You're following your trade plan. Here's that climb. You're just finally now getting off that 1020. And now we're waiting for that confirmation candle. We get that confirmation candle. We're going to go over here, place buy to open, and we'll enter into this trade going into the February 21st Expo. Market's still climbing. Our account's climbing. Uber trade's taken off nicely, up 11% right now. L Brand still up about 24%. Microsoft's still climbing as well, up 9% for the day. Space is at $19.19 a share. That was at $21 in the pre-market hours. That's looking nice. As you can tell, Intel here, it's got a nice incline here. So we could draw a trend line right here.
XRX and HPQ. HP comments on Xerox director
As soon as we get that cross above the 20 SMA and then the next candle that gives us a confirmation, I'm going to be entering into this trade though. The only thing I don't like here, you have a convergence here of the MACD compared to what the stock's doing. So I want to see that start to climb here. Once we get that confirmation, that should be an optimal entry. Guys, there goes Space again. Let's take a look at Space quick. SPCE. Huge breakout on Space, guys. Let's put Intel to the side here. SPCE. Look at that breakout right here. 1020 cross, breakout momentum, holding above that 10. Starting to climb, 1957. I'm going to go over here and look at a possible Space trade. SPCE. I'm going to get something going into the April 17th earnings. Let's do something like a call. April 17th. We'll pick up the, let's say, the 20 strikes. That's going for about 340. So this trade, our break even is going to be the strike price plus the premium paid. So if we're paying $3.60 for that, that means our break even is $23.60 and our 100% return marks at $27.20. That's a pretty big move, but we've also seen it have a 10-point move in the past month here. So not bad.
Coming up at 10:30, natural gas storage, a draw on 91 BCF expected.
Look at the Qs really breaking out here, guys. That's a good trade idea. Let's get back into Intel here. See what that's doing. I do want to jump into that space trade, but I think we're better off doing something like a spread, buy to open, sell to open. Let's take a look at what a vertical call spread's looking like for the April 17th expo. 19.20. That's going for about 30 cents. Call. Let's see, net debit. Let's see if we can pick it up for 40 cents. If we can pick this up for 40 cents, I'll get 25 contracts to start it off here. Let's see, submit, net debit, call, buy to open, sell to open, 19.20 vertical bull call. All right, place trade. There we go, guys. We just entered, it just executed. We paid 40 cents a contract for that trade. I'm going to type that in the trade room right now. Space call spread 19.20 vertical bull spread. For April 17th expo at 0.40 per contract. It's going to cost $40 a contract. Max that could be worth is $1. So that's, what's that? 1 divide that by 0.4. Your max net gain on this is 150%, which is phenomenal. It's a nice gain there. So as long as space is above $20 a share on April 17th, that trade's going to make us a max net gain of 150%. So that's one now that goes into April. We don't care what happens with that right now. You know, that's going into the earnings. So all we're going to look at with space now is the daily chart. And then what's nice about that too is we could play with the short leg. We could buy back that short leg when she has a drop, lock in a profit, and then we could create another spread once she continues to climb for the next 3 months. Let's take a look back at Intel INTC. Intel's having a nice breakout here. Still holding consolidation. Let me show you what we're looking for here. Let's get a rectangle, and we'll make this our consolidation box. And there you go, guys. So there's our consolidation box. And watch what we could do here. So there's our consolidation box. And we're waiting for a make or break above or below this. We break above this, we're going to enter into some calls, and then we're going to have the next resistance at right around, let's say, 63.30. So we should have about another 27-cent climb there, 27-cent climb, and that's going to be resistance. Second resistance is going to be right around 63.50. And then if we switch this over to a 6-month daily, Intel really looks like it's going to continue to take off here. That's a nice breakout. 1020 cross. We have the MACD cross just happening right now. I think we could have another, let's say, 52 to 58. I think we could possibly get up to $70 prior to earnings. Or into earnings, I'm sorry. So let's take a look. Maybe we could do something like an out-of-the-money vertical spread here with Intel. So let's take a look at Intel one more time here. So the implied move on Intel for this week is 5%. So let's look at something like an out-of-the-money, an OTM vertical spread here going into earnings. So let's see. Buy to open, sell to open. The 24th Expo. And so 63 point, multiply that by, so about a $3.19 move this week. So that bring us up to around 66. So maybe we could do a 64-65 vertical spread. Let's see what that's going for. That's only going for 38 cents to be worth $1. So divide that by 0.38, you're looking at a max net return of 163.16%, as long as Intel is above $65 a share. And like I said, we have an implied move for this week of 5.05%. So that's going to bring us right up to around $66 a share should we head higher. Our account's still continuing to climb, guys. Looking good today. L Brands, Microsoft, Uber, continuing to climb. We just want Qualcomm to start to rise here. And as you can see from the chart over here on Qualcomm, we are starting to get a pop here. And that's going into the February 21st Expo. So again, we're climbing off that 10-day SMA. We're waiting for that next breakout here. And if we want to make an Intel trade going into earnings today after the bell, I think something like a vertical spread is pretty cheap and an easy way to take advantage of that. And they're so cheap that you could actually even pick up the 63 strike. And I think that's the better bet here than going with the spread. So I'm going to make a small trade right now. I'm going to go with the February 21st Expo, though. And I'm going to pick up the 64 strike. That's going for $1.61 by an ask of $1.64. So let's put in an order here for $1.63. 10 contracts is going to be about $1,600. This is an earnings trade, so let's make it a little bit less here. 5 contracts, and this is something you guys could do. 163, multiply that by 5, it's an $815 trade. Now this is an earnings trade, so there's a risk of this being worthless. So that's why we're making a smaller trade on it. So I'm going to place this order, $1.60 by 163, 162 net limit, place trade, and we're in it. So new trade, guys, we're in INTC, 64 strike call for the February 21st monthly expo. And we are in at $1.62 contract. So $162 for a contract. And I just posted that in the trade room. So now let me bring up YouTube here and see if you guys have any questions, and we could go over that. Mohammed says, good morning, Dave. I'm trying to join your trading room using Black Friday discount code, but it's not working. My man, I need some help with the annual membership. Mohammed, you could give... I'm going to give you my cell phone. You could give me a call. Once I get off live here, I could help you out. There's something with, since we have the app now and the site, but I could help you out with that. So just shoot me a message. Shoot me a text and I'll help you out once I'm done live trading here. Not a problem, Mohammed. No problem, Marco, Danny. Let's see, John Citrone said, good morning, Dave. I was wondering if you worry about the volume when you're looking for a confirmation. John, so if you know me, you know that I'm a momentum trader, okay? So volume is really important, but also what's important is picking the best of breed stocks here. So if we're getting something like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, any of these companies, we're not going to have any problem with volume. But if you're looking at these stocks below here in this live feed, and you're seeing some of them that are no-namers and they have short volume, and most importantly, if we're trading options, this is what you want to check, John. So not so much the volume compared to the open interest and total volume on the option chain, because this is what's important to us as an option trader. We don't care about someone buying or selling the shares. What we care about is someone that's there to buy our contracts when we want to sell them. So when we're looking, let me let Charlie stop talking here. So again, if you're looking at this and you want to enter a trade in Intel and you see the open interest here in the total volume, this is a good indicator that you're going to be able to sell and buy your trade pretty quickly. Now, if there's no total volume and very little open interest, that's something you want to stay away from, because take a look here at the bid and the ask. Okay, so again, let me bring up the chart here. Our account's doing nice. Having a climb.
Report that passenger arrives at LAX with possible coronavirus.
Guys, you just heard that breaking news. A flight just came in from China, and there's a case of the coronavirus on there. It's spreading like wildfire. All right, so let's get up to the thing here, John. I wanted to go over this with you, John. So if you take a look right here, we have the bid and the ask. And this is a strong company like Intel. You have a lot of open interest and a lot of things you could do. So right here you're seeing there's a tight spread between the bid and the ask. There's only a 1 penny spread here. Okay, John? And you can see the open interest and the volume are quite significant. You know, so if you're able to buy, you're able to sell pretty quick. There's only a dollar spread there. Now take a look at something with low volume and that doesn't have that type of volume. Let me show you something else now. And you're going to see the difference between the spread here. And this is what matters to us. So pick a stock here. Let's take a look. ETFC, E-Trade Financial. That's coming up on the screener here. Now take a look at the, let's see, here's a perfect example. So John, here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. Let me pull up the... All right, John, so here, take a look at the bid and the ask. This is for E-Trade Financial, ETFC. So if you're taking a look at this, you're seeing it's a bid of 94 cents by an ask of $1.20. So that's over a 30% difference between the bid price and the ask price. Now, are you going to have trouble buying and selling something like this? Absolutely. If you're going to buy this, you're probably going to buy it more at $1.20. If you're going to sell it, you're going to sell it closer to a dollar. So there's a 20% loss right now if you're just buying and selling this. So you have to make sure that you have that total volume and that open interest if you're looking for liquidity in the market. Liquidity is really important if you're trading stock options, which are derivatives. So this is what we have to look at. The total volume, open interest. If there's not open interest or total volume, you got to stay away from that, John, because that's going to be really tough to sell that trade and lock at that profit should it rise and you have those calls. So this is what's important. I'm not so worried about the volume of the underlying asset in the equity. I'm more worried about the total volume and the open interest in the option chain. So I hope that helps, John. Great question, though. Mohammed, no problem. Now see, we had that consolidation box on Intel. You know, we didn't pop above it yet. And now it's starting BDM. Our Uber trades up quite significantly today. Looking good. Now take a look at the breaking news bottom here. There's some call sweeps coming in Bank of America. You remember yesterday we talked about Bank of America. They're hiring 50 executive bankers as part of their Asia deal-making dream team. So they're giving out loans and they're fighting with other companies like JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Citigroup. They're fighting for these lenders for the best interest rate. So Bank of America is having their own team go over there of super executive bankers to make these deals happen in Asia where the growth is expanding like crazy.
Sanofi and Biosciences halted at the high.
So if we take a look at Bank of America, I know there's a few members that love trading Bank of America in the financials. Right now, first thing off, we go to the 1 minute chart. What do you guys see? We're not above the 10. We're not above the 20. We're in BDM. So that immediately tells you you're not going to pick up something like a call, or you're not going to go long on this just yet, because we've been in BDM and breakdown momentum the entire day so far. So now let's say change it to a daily chart. We change it to a 6-month daily. Another thing. You're seeing the first candle today below the 50-day simple moving average. What else are you seeing? Your MACD, your moving average convergence, divergence. You had a cross on that earlier in January, which signified a possible move lower. But on the daily chart, you consolidated between the 10-20 SMA. Now you got that first candle below the 50. So there might be some call buyers coming in Bank of America right now. You're seeing on the live newswire. But me personally, after looking at this chart, knowing our trade plan, we're going to stay away from the financials right now. And that's part of being a disciplined trader and not going with your emotions. John says, thank you, Dave. That was a really great explanation. No problem, John. Glad to help you. Did you guys check out Expedia today? Up almost 4%, the travel company. Let's take a look at Expedia and booking. Expedia is having a really nice climb here off that 1020. It's just getting up to resistance, though, from December 16th and December 13th. So if you could get another candle above, let's say, 115 tomorrow, that's going to be a nice entry, because we could possibly fill in that gap from that earnings gap earlier in November, right on November 7th. Sorry if I sound a little snuffy, guys. I think I got a little cold coming. You guys have anything else you want to take a look at? Daniel White says Disney chart. Daniel, if that's you that texted me yesterday, I did not forget about you. I just didn't get a chance to get back to you yet. Now, Disney's been in BDM here. There was actually Disney put sweeps coming in for the 95 strike put on Disney, which, you know, I mean, they're expecting the stock to fall 50% from where it's at. I don't see that happening. I think Disney's going to have a really great earnings announcement, and they're going to have great guidance for the Disney Plus subscription. Dow's down 115, Nasdaq's down 8, and S&P's down about 10. So the markets have definitely picked up from the lows today, which is great. Let's take, so right now we have a gain on our LB trade, our L brands, and our Uber trade. So now we're going to take a look at these, decide if we want to hold them or lock in profits. So right now, Uber, if we take a look at the 6-month daily, this looks like it's ready for that next breakout. We're going to have a target on our Uber trade of $40 a share. So now let's go back to our home screen here. And let's type in our targets so you guys know exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so guys, our target on trades, right? Let me change the scene here for you guys. Alrighty, there you go. So now you guys can see the screen here. So guys, our first trade that we're going to talk about, L brands, we're up $500 on that today. We're up 34% today, 8% overall. Let's take a look at L brands first here. And let's put in our target prices. L brands is having a nice day. It's finally starting to break out here. So our L brands trade is for the February 28th, 20 strike. That's going into their earnings. So let's have a target on L brands between 23 to 25. So LB, $23 to $25 a share. So LB, L Brands, $23 to $25 a share. That's where we're going to be taking our profit. Guys, our Intel trade's now in the green. Markets are shifting. We're now climbing. Intel trade's up about 5% already. That was a small trade. I only made about an $800 trade in that going into earnings. We're now up 5% on that. Now that's for L Brands. Now let's take a look at Uber. We have an Uber trade that's in the green significantly today. This is looking really great. I have a 40 to 45 target on Uber. So Uber trade. $40 to $45. And those are the two trades that are in the green right now that we're going to be looking to take profits on within the next week or so. Guys, Intel is really starting to break out here. We're up 10% on the Intel trade already, INTC. Nice breakout, guys. I think Intel is going to continue to climb here. So if you guys want to add or get into an Intel trade, get in now before it's too late. Already up 7% on that. Continuing to climb. Let's take a look at the price target for Intel, see what they're expecting. Let's see, research, analyst reports. And remember, Intel reports earnings after the bell today. Average price target 59.50, high is 70, low is 42. So they're undervaluing this, in my opinion. It's up 9% right now, continuing to climb. We're already up $100 on the Intel trade, and that was a small $800 trade. So that's how quick you can make $100 right there. We'll let that go into earnings, though. Hold on to that. L Brands is still continuing to climb, looking good. Paul Santos said he bought 50 for the space spread. Not bad. So how much did you pick that up for, Paul? Did you get in for 35 cents or 40? So you made about a $2,000 trade. That's not too bad there. Let's see your questions down here. No worries. Great, Daniel. Thank you. Marco Rossi, how about Grubhub? Let's take a look at Grubhub. Marco, that's a nice catch there you found. So we got some resistance right around $60 a share, but it's at 57.48 now, so still plenty of room there to make a trade. First off, let's see when the earnings are coming up. Make sure we're not going to get into something too volatile. Grubhub, no events for January, February 5th. That's a short time frame. Marco, this would have been a really nice trade once you started climbing above that 10 right here when she was at 35, 36 bucks a share. She climbed quite significantly in the past few months. So as you can see back on the screen here, I pulled up Grubhub. We're getting up to that resistance right around 60. Earnings are in about 2 weeks from now, so that's something I'm going to stay away from. They got a lot of competition coming from Postmates, from Uber Eats, and from all those other ones. So I'm going to stay back and listen to what their earnings are like first. Let's see, John Centrone, you think Tesla's ever going to come down to a realistic price level? Well, John, they were saying that Tesla might get up to $4,000 a share. A couple analysts were saying. It does look like it's ready for another pop here. $571 a share. Me personally, I'm going to stay away from that now, but it does look like it's ready for another breakout. Let's see, Kevin Colin asks, Dave, I have been away for a bit. Are you still in Qualcomm? It may be looking to bounce off the 10. Kevin, that's funny you say that. Guys, an alert just came up here. Take a look. Remember we set that alert before? It says alert condition has been met. Okay? What's that alert? 3M, price 178.25. Our limit was 178.25, so we could go to 3M now. Take a look, and that alert just alerted us that here's breakout momentum. 1020 cross coming up. We're right at resistance now for the day. And now if it breaks this, you could jump into a 3M trade. And that's what's so amazing about doing these alerts, guys. You got to set these alerts when you're looking at a chart and you say, okay, here's my target profit area, here's my stop area, here's my entry, here's my exit area. And if you have that entry area pre-planned before you enter into that trade, all you have to do is set that alert and it's going to pop up on your trading screen just like that. And then there she goes. Now 3M starting to break out. Nice climb here. Earnings after the bell just turned green for the day. And you could look at that for a overnight trade going into earnings. Any other questions, guys? Cisco starting to climb here as well. Cisco trades up 5% for the day. Still continuing to climb. Look at that Cisco chart. Looks so nice today. That should continue to have a nice run. Markets are definitely picking up nicely. The Dow's only down about 70 points. NASDAQ just turned green, guys. NASDAQ's up 3 points, and the S&P's down about 0.5 points. So not bad. Still looking great. And good opportunity there still in Cisco. Those daily swings that you guys see, that's normal. You know, these are options we're trading, so you have to be ready for that volatility. You just got to know the trade plan. If we're holding that 10 and we're breaking higher, then we're in that trade we're holding. We're breaking below that 10 or 20, we're out of that trade. You get that first candle below the previous body's red candle, you're out of those calls. You know, if you're in puts, the first green candle you get above the previous red candle body, that's when you're exiting those puts. So it's the same, just the opposite with the puts versus the calls. Microsoft still continuing to run here. L-brand trade now up 37% today, up 10% total. And our Uber trade, guys, is now up 20% overall. Nice trading today, guys. Mario Bonilla says, thanks for the videos, Dave. I always learn so much from you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I think we're going to be done with the live video right now because I want to go. There was an accident on the way, so I didn't get to do upgrades, downgrades yet. So what I want to do now, I'm going to go make the list for the upgrades, downgrades, unusual options activity. I'm going to find like 5 best stocks out of those, and then I'm going to come back later on, do a video with you guys, and show you guys some trade ideas based on what I found on the upgrades, downgrades, unusual options activity, and price initiations. So that's looking good, guys. If you guys have any other questions, yes, Danny, the 3M alert did fire. I had it on TV here if you saw it pop up. If you just go back probably about 10 minutes, you'll see it pop up on the screen here. We got that alert at 3M break in that alert area. So okay, Mark McClellan says, you were talking about the Qualcomm trade and then the alert interrupted you. Thank you. Let me get back to that then. Qualcomm. Qualcomm, as long as it's holding that 10 here, we're still in it. Now tomorrow if we get a green candle, I'm going to be adding to that Qualcomm trade. That Qualcomm trade right now is down about 40%, but that's because we got in right here, right around the 17th or 18th. 17th or 21st. So that's down about 40%, but we start to climb. We get a candle above 96, and we're going to have a profit on that. So it's a choppy stock here, has some volatile moves. So you just got to watch. Now tomorrow, if we get a candle below that 10, I'm probably going to exit out of that trade. No problem, Danny. But that's what I'm looking at, Qualcomm, guys. You're just looking at the daily chart. If we look at the today 1 minute chart, you can see we're just trading between the NTZ. We're just now getting that 10 crossing below the 20, starting to break lower here. And you're just looking at that 6-month or 3-month daily now. As long as we're holding that 10, we're still in that trade. And again, our trade goes into earnings, so a lot of opportunity there still. A lot of put sweeps coming in the bottom here. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to go look at the upgrades, downgrades, price initiations, and the unusual option activity. And then I'm going to come back later and we'll do a quick video on the top ones I found from that. Or we could do it in the trade room. Alrighty, guys, I'll see you guys in the trade room. And if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. And guys, go in the trade room. If you guys want to ask anything, I'm here all day. I'm just usually working on this computer doing my research, or I'm trading off of this. And that's something I always do. I have one computer here for the research, and the other computer, this rig here with the 6 monitors, this is the trading rig. So this is just what I use for trading, and for the live videos, this is what I use for my research right here. So I'm going to go take a look now at those, and I will get back to you guys with a video, or I'll post in the trade room for you guys at santorelliexchange.com. Alrighty, guys. Talk to you soon, and I hope you're having a great day. Market's picked up really nicely from the lows, and that's part of being a disciplined trader. The market picked up 120 points already from the lows today. If you sold this morning, if you got emotional and you sold this morning, you sold for a big loss. And as you can see, we came back, we're in the green now, and continuing to climb. So you gotta have that patience and that discipline, and most importantly, you gotta follow that trade plan, guys. So if I could help any of you out, we do classes here at our office across from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. If you guys want, you can go on our website, www.breakingchartalerts.com, and if you've been a TSE member for at least a few months, use promo code LOYAL, L-O-Y-A-L. That'll give you 30% off, grandfathered in for life, off any of our services. We have 3 services at Breaking Chart Alerts. And if you want to go to santorelliexchange.com, www.thesantorelliexchange.com, and you can use promo code Black Friday there. We haven't changed it since all that I had going on the past couple of months. So you can still use promo code Black Friday and sign up for the year for a steep discount. And Mohammed, if you wanted to shoot me a message now, I could certainly help you. And there's no other questions here, guys, so I'm going to go get these unusual options activity and upgrades, downgrades done, and I'll see you guys in the trade room. Alrighty, guys, take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the trade room. Any messages, anything you guys need, my cell phone number, 570-507-4383, our email, DaveSantorelliJR@gmail.com, or you could use, that's my private email, or you could use Dave@BreakingChartAlerts.com or Dave@thesantorelliexchange.com, or you could follow us and get hold of us on social media as well. Here to help you guys, whatever I could do, just let me know. Efron says hit that like and subscribe button. I agree with you. Efron's been with us, I think, since day 1. He's down by Miami, and he loves the trade plan, and he does really well. He said he was with like 10 other services before, and he said that ours was the best he's been part of. So it's really great to have you along with us, Efron. I gotta go get some more cough drops here. Alrighty, guys, if you need anything, just message me in the trade room. Take care, guys, and I will be back shortly with those upgrades, downgrades, and unusual options activity. Market's looking good, still continuing to climb. Nice job today, guys. Nice job. GE's up around 3.5% today. I remember Jay got into that yesterday. Nice job on that one, Jay. Alrighty, guys, see you in the trade room. Bye-bye.